Hello, and welcome to a character guide on Shana. Shana is a high damage dealing DPS that revolves around the bleed mechanic, allowing her to deal additional damage on every enemy's turn. Shana also has one of the highest combinations of attack growth and speed in the game, allowing her high damage playstyle with less support overall. Although she provides high damage, she doesn't provide any utility herself, and that must either be found within her cross skill or support skills. She also has low defenses, meaning she won't be able to assist in tanking for your team, with neither utility nor pure defenses. With that introduction out of the way, let's get started on her abilities. Shauna's first skill is Crimson, a zero cost AoE attack that deals both physical and arcane damage across all enemies. Do note that it deals more damage to the front enemy than the middle and rear enemy. Shauna's second skill is Hien, a 4-cost AoE attack that deals both physical and arcane damage to all enemies. It also applies a bleed, which deals damage to each enemy on their turn over 2 turns. Shauna's Climax Kill is Kesen Ogi, a 12 Climax cost skill that deals both physical damage and arcane damage across all enemies. It also inflicts a high damage bleed for 1 turn. Shauna's exclusive talent is Flame of Heaven. Shauna gains Conviction when she moves. Conviction is a buff that increases her team's damage dealt over 2 turns, stacking up to 5 times. As long as you don't skip your Shauna's turn, you will eventually get this all the way to 5 stacks by the 5th turn, barring any awakenings. Generally, when building your Shauna, any attack stat will suffice. Crits do apply to bleeds, however, with my general approach to the game, I prefer health until I hit a further point where my builds can hit a breaking point, where crit rate and damage are preferred. Shauna's first awakening buffs Kesen Ogi, allowing Shauna to heal herself if she uses Kesen Ogi on enemies with bleed or backfire. Her third awakening allows Hien to deal 14% more damage to enemy units with bleed or backfire. Her final awakening allows her to receive 1 stack of conviction upon entering battle. In my opinion, Shauna doesn't necessarily need her awakens, noting how the increase in damage isn't very large, and the important awaken towards Shauna's rolls are her second, third, and fifth awaken. You need to invest heavily into pulling several Shaunas for not that big of a reward. However, if you do just want to pull a perfect Shauna, or are willing to spend the extra resources, feel free to. Do note that Shauna is in the non-limited gacha pool currently, and can be pulled at any time. Since much of Shauna's damage is in bleeds, Shauna's best set is the Assemble Gekota set. When changing equipment stats, do note that any attack stat will suffice, adding crit rate and damage if you can afford to invest heavily into those resources. Otherwise, unleveled defensive stats will suffice, unless you feel the need to add extra points into Shauna's defenses. Shauna's 2 best impression weapons are God of Indra and John Griper. If you're running a crit build, God of Indra is better, especially since it lasts 4 turns, applying over the duration of both your bleeds if you use Hien and Kesen Ogi, which is 3 turns. John Griper allows you to scale your ultimate for a second time. If you can get your ult in 2 turns, it is possible to use your ultimate twice by the time you hit turn 5, which is also a big damage boost. When Shauna is crossed with Mikoto, they gain the skill Cutest Girls Group, which deals arcane and physical AoE damage while also reducing enemies' damage dealt for 1 turn. When paired with Wilhelmina, their cross skill Tendo's Palace's Flame Haze deals physical and arcane damage to all enemies. When crossed with Aereo, their cross skill Girls with Special Effects grants a shield to other teammates that absorbs damage based on attack, lasting 1 turn. It also reduces enemy damage dealt by 1 turn. When paired with Yukina, their cross skill, World Order Protector, deals physical and arcane area of effect damage, while also removing 2 buffs. Although Shauna has many cross skills, the cross supports do not provide that much for Shauna. Unless you need their secondary effect, it is generally better to run supports that have high attack bases in order to allow Shauna to deal further damage. These characters, in order of speed, are Len, Kuroyuki Hime, Miyuki, Zero, and Boogie Bob. Personally, I run Zero for one reason. I try to use Hien on turn 1, dealing maximum damage with bleeds for as long as possible, without being the slowest possible choice. If you need seal effects, Kuroyuki Hime, Zero, and Boogie Bob are your choices. If you need a wound, then Len will provide that effect. Otherwise, choose who you want based on the speed you wish to be at. Shauna's basic strategy is attempting to use her bleeds to run down her enemies. Since bleeds cannot kill, it is probably best if you run units that have differing speeds to Shauna's team in order to assist in finishing off enemies. Remember that your bleeds from Hien and Kesen Ogi stack, but they do not stack with themselves. Shauna's best teammates are those who can assist her by providing abilities that she lacks, whether that be through buffs, debuffs, or tanking for her. Shauna doesn't provide much herself, therefore, it is imperative that she gains the support she needs through the rest of her team. However, when fully set up, Shana deals extremely high damage with little to no assistance, while also negating armor through her bleeds, making her one of the best units in the game. It is highly advised that you either pull for her when her gacha is up, pick her up in golden time, or get her through perfect 10 if you're looking for a solid DPS unit. Thank you guys for watching my video. Shana is a pretty straightforward unit, so this video guide is pretty short. Next week, I want to do Mashiro, who happens to be our first support. It might be even shorter than this one, so maybe we'll do a second support the day after or make that our Wednesday video. We'll see. Anyways, today I'll be trying to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time today at 12 p.m. EST. So join me on your favorite platform and feel free to ask any questions you might have or just hang out with me. Thank you guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you guys want more content and want to be updated. Thank you.